You've
right?
also now got calls from everybody from Boston's Mayor Michelle Wu to now the House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries calling for unmasking, essentially doxing your agents and officers. Here's a little bit of what Jeffries had to say. Listen here.
Every single ICE agent who's engaged in this aggressive overreach and are trying to hide their identities from the American people will be unsuccessful in doing that. This is America. This is not the Soviet Union. And every single one of them,
what are you talking about?
no matter what it takes, no matter how long it takes, will of course be identified.
What does that do to your officers and agents?
Well, that makes them afraid for themselves and their family. So ICE agents wouldn't have to wear masks if rhetoric that calls for them to be doxxed isn't out there. So in the beginning of our enforcement operations, you didn't see officers and agents masked. However, these radical groups, these people for the calling of the doxing of ICE agents, calling them terrorists, sparked so much protest and threats against ICE agents, including their officers and families. So now you've dragged officers' families and agents' families and their kids into a situation that's totally unsafe. ICE agents wouldn't have to wear those masks or hide their identity if people weren't putting them out in the public. And I can speak from experience. It happened to me in the last administration, and my family had to deal with protesters showing up at 3 o'clock in the morning, mass protesters from Antifa that came from another state to travel all the way to my house and terrorize my family. So I know exactly what the men and women of ICE go through every day, and it's dangerous.
What is the impact on a wife, on a spouse, on children? I mean,
your job should never go home with you, especially a job that's honorable and respected as being a law enforcement officer. It puts them in fear. A wife or a son or a daughter should not go to bed worried about if dad's job or mom's job is going to bring this mass to their house to protest them, someplace that's supposed to be their sanctuary. Yet we have elected officials calling for that to happen to ICE agents and officers' families. It's disgusting.